Hey, what's up, Hidden? No. Well, right now I'm in the amino hub. I'm not going to the gas farms just yet, because here, if you're looking at the screen, um, what I need to do, in order to do that is, I'm missing one other ingredient. Because what I want to do is I want to make cryogenic chambers. They're easier, because it's just living glass, which grows every 30 minutes, and a cryo pump. And with all the farms, apparently you can make 1 billion units in 5 hours. So that's kind of what I'm going for. But in order to make it, I need hot ice, I think is what I'm missing. Cryo pump. Where's cryo pump at? There we go, cryo pump. Hot ice and thermic condensate. I know I have thermic condensate. I do not have, there it is. I do not have hot ice. So I just need the blueprint for hot ice, and then I'm going to be cranking them sons of bitches out. I also need to buy a crap ton of plutonium and thamium and carbon and whatever else I can get my hands on, so that I can go to all the different types of planets so they have those harvesters on, and then load them up, and then in about an hour I'll have everything I need. So that's kind of what I'm going for there. But right now I'm squid hunting. So I don't know if you saw the stream last night, Hidden, but I finally got one of those exotics I've always wanted, the ones with like the little wings, the small fin on the top and like the pointy front. So Ryder helped me get one of those yesterday. Super stoked about that. I guess the servers are having problems, so for whatever reason, the comm balls and stuff didn't appear. So Ryder was in the chat, and he was cool enough to like actually appear in the game for me and mark the location as to where I could find that, which I thought was pretty boss. But yeah, like I said, right now I'm squid hunting. What's going on, Cookie Marco? Thanks for jumping in the chat, bud. Sorry guys, I do have a tendency to take screenshots when I find like really cool things. Cookie's been here before, but yeah, welcome. I feel like the PlayStation takes way slower screenshots now than it used to. It used to be pretty instant. Oh, you were just saying welcome? Hell yeah. Fucking hospitality right there, guys. Alright. Let's scan for a habitable base. Apparently this is where I can find the squid. Now there's a lot of places to find a squid, but this is a white squid. So all of my ships right now, for the most part, are like silver or white, and only 2 of them are not those colors. So kind of want to have that theme going. Better be close. What? Get the fuck out of here. 10 hours? Empty Benches in the chat. What's going on, dude? Welcome to the Hidden Panda Show. Empty Benches. Good to see you back in here, bud. That's more like it. I'm cool with that. So apparently there was a leak, guys, from the ARG, not the ARG, but from some South American company about what's going to be in No Man's Sky next. If you don't like spoilers, don't read it. Also, that's probably bullshit too. So don't read that and then, you know, get all excited about it. It's probably not true. Savage. Bro, did you just see me juke that beast? That was awesome. So on 2 benches, you excited about next, man? Hidden, do you see these like tendril plants, dude? This is only the second time I've seen these. The first time was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it had me freaking out live. That was just such a cool plant. It's like a little mini forest of them. Yeah, Cookie Marco, that's probably true. They probably will keep it secret till just the day before. At the very most, they're gonna maybe drop some footage or some updated you know, pictures or something potentially a week out. My prediction has always been that they're gonna do a soft release. I was hoping for some sort of announcement or something on E3, but it just didn't happen. But like I said, you know, I always felt like they wouldn't do that just to, you know, avoid any possible controversy. So even though I wanted them to show some footage at E3, I wasn't really expecting that anyway. So I think it's going to be a soft release, not a whole lot of promotional content out ahead of it. And they'll just drop it on us like a ton of bricks on the 24th, just like you said. So I think we're on the same page, Cookie. Cookie, however you say that. If I'm saying it wrong, man, let me know in the chat. Also, guys, let me know if my audio is good. I've had problems lately. I'm using a different mic. It's a much more sensitive mic than my PlayStation Gold headset, so I feel like my voice comes out clearer, but I don't have as much control of the game audio and volume from the headset. I have to do it in the menus on the PlayStation, so just let me know if everything's sounding good. I can turn down the game volume or whatever I need to do. Appreciate that, Empty Benches. That says I sound good. Awesome. At least until Freighter's warping, right? It's like the loudest thing in all of the world. What I'm particularly excited about at the moment, actually, is the leaked images of the exosuit. That to me is pretty awesome. Predominantly just because of the blueprint projector. Like, there's something about that specifically that sounds pretty cool. I'm not sure how it's going to be used. But it definitely lends to the imagination. What's going on? Stark Wolf in the chat. In all honesty, Stark, I should have told you in the consortium chat that I was gonna go live because we were just talking there. So my apologies. I don't know if you guys saw the stream from last night, but I randomly sort of last minute decided to stream, and I wasn't sure really what I was gonna do. Ryder S helped me out in getting one of the ships that I've been looking for a long time, exotics, and which was pretty cool. Had a lot of really cool people in the stream last night, so I'm not gonna name drop, just not my style. But if you guys want to check that out, you know, obviously go through the stream from last night. But we had some cool guests on there, some cool conversations, and luckily for you know, not planning that stream and then getting invited to a party chat with a couple of cool people and having some cool people in the chat as well, definitely made things go a lot more smoothly. So big shout out to everybody that watched my stream last night and everybody that was there in the party chat and holding down the live chat. So definitely made it a lot better for me. And I got one of the ships I was looking for, so it was a successful stream, I'll say that. Appreciate that, Stark Wolf. Thank you so much. Empty Benches says, it would be nice if they made lore happen in-game more. I think so. I think so. I still think that we're going to have a lot of that meta lore and not as much like direct storyline. I think a lot of the stuff actually might become player driven. A lot of the conflict and situations in the game might originate from player activity, which would be pretty cool too. I think we're always still going to have that sort of meta lore with the different races, and you know, the ARG storyline is nicely tying into everything regarding the No Man's Sky simulation and whatnot. So I have no doubt that we're gonna get more story. I just don't think it's gonna be like direct, you know, in the form of like cut scenes and things like that. I think it's gonna be more, you know, sort of how it is right now and how it is in Elite Dangerous, where you just happen to come across things as you're exploring that clue you into what's going on in the universe around you. Funny Imps in the chat, what's going on, dude? Hell yeah. Sorry you missed the stream last night, bro. Yeah, it literally happened right after Semtex and Sword ended their stream, and just before Keep Calm and Game On ended his. And so it just kind of, I wasn't planning on streaming. Normally I check to see who's streaming before I go live, just because I don't, you know, one, I don't want anybody's streams interfering with mine in terms of viewer population, but also I don't want to kick a stream off in the middle of somebody that I would consider a friend or a friend of the channel. So I try to keep an eye out on who's going live. But last night I was just like, you know what, I'm going to find this ship, and I'm going to go live, and people are going to come on this journey with me, and I'll have somebody to talk to while I look for this ship. And it turned into something better than what I intended, which was pretty cool. So. All right, where's that icon? What am I missing here? Where'd it go? No. Where'd that go? Oh, I'm already there. Embarrassing. Let's scrub the last 1.5 minutes there, guys. That was fucking awful. Excuse my language. I've really been trying to cut down on cussing. I know it sounds like I'm cussing a lot right now, but it's nothing compared to what I normally do. Not because I'm worried about getting like in trouble for using curse words or anything like that, but I just I know bigger words and I want to use them more. So at the beginning of the stream, the planet that I was on before I came here through the portal is in the Amino hub. I left the planet address there for a while because that is where I'm currently staying for anybody that wants to come visit. I'm only claiming this base so that I can come back here and get the squid, and then I'm going to go back to that planet and live there, I guess. So, at least for now. I'm on my way to the Delta, and that's where I'm going to be. So for those that don't know, I'm going to be doing my own little thing in the Delta Quadrant, sort of like a farming and like a farming and resource cooperative out there. And something that's recognized by the Federation and so on. It's not currently, I don't think there's currently any civs there that are recognized or hubs in the Delta Quadrant. So I've already set up shop there and have something going there, and ultimately that's where I'll be moving. But I've always wanted to check out the Amino hub, and that is where I currently reside for the time being, and really excited to be there. I'm feeling the love for sure. Somebody named a system, the Hidden Panda Show, and somebody named a planet Pandemonium. I think it was Void Gaming, actually. So certainly feeling the love from the Amino community out there at the Amino hub. Whoa, that was a flash. That was weird. Oh, that's intense heat. Holy shit. 236 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh. Basically, the reason why I'm doing that also, kind of going out to the Delta Quadrant, is I want to do my own thing. After what happened with, He Who Shall Not Be Named, and sort of the betrayal with the community that I'm currently a part of, and how it sort of salted it for me, and it's not been the same since that happened, and it's just I've just got a weird feeling about it, and it wasn't my thing, and I was promoting it and running it and incorporated it into my channel like it was my thing, and it became very apparent that that did not belong to me, and you know, I put a lot of time and work into sort of helping to build that, and so I just it made me realize I should probably just do my own thing, and that's what I'm going to do. If anybody wants to kind of find out more about that, hit me up on Twitter at Hidden Panda Show, and you know, slide up in them DMs, and I'll kind of break it down more for you. Everything's peaceful between me and the consortium. It's nothing like that. It's just that I kind of want my own thing. I'm not going to betray myself or, you know, harm what I'm trying to do. That's my logic behind that. Yeah, no one was home when I got home yesterday. I streamed for a bit. Hell yeah. Lightning usually happens at the beginning and the end of storms. Good observation. I did not know that. When that happened, it like threw me off for a second. I thought the game glitched or something. And so that's cool. Funny Ips, do you think we're gonna see more of that? To be, you know, in all honesty, in the next update. Obviously, this is speculation. They've never really talked about weather. Hello Games. But do you think that could be a component? Because there's always a bunch of stuff that we never know is going to happen and that we can never predict. And I feel like a lot of games out there right now are putting focus on weather anomalies with a lot of the new rendering techniques out there. Like, I don't know, at E3 if you guys saw the trailer for Just Cause 4. But Just Cause 4 has like tornadoes and shit in it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just think it would be cool to see different types of weather in No Man's Sky. You know, lightning that actually strikes the ground, you know, tornadoes off in the distance, even if not directly a present danger, just seeing them kind of spool up over the water or over sort of like a desert, you know, I think would be really cool. Do you think that we're going to start seeing stuff like that in this next update? I think it'd be really interesting. I want more danger. It doesn't necessarily have to be PvP. I know a lot of people want that, and I wouldn't mind that. But I definitely want... the game is supposed to be an exploration and survival game, and I definitely want to feel like I'm surviving, that things are very, very dangerous, you know? I don't know, maybe I'm alone. Starkwolf says, kind of why I have my own place way out in the middle of nowhere in Euclid. Yeah, man, it's just like... I'm just, I'm tired of, you know, being part of somebody else's thing. Yeah, not to say anything bad about anybody else. I mean, you know, obviously, like what the Amino Hub have done in gaining their independence from the Federation and stuff like that to do things their own way is very admirable, and the community that they built is phenomenal. You know, to be sure. And I'm kind of, you know, I'm in that same mood that I'm sure Boyd and Guru were in when they decided to start the Amino Hub and do its own thing on Amino. So it's just I don't want to be in a position again where, you know, my fate in a certain community is controlled by somebody other than myself. You know, like I said, you know, nothing bad to the consortium. You know what, things with Mighty Fox have calmed down in terms of the changes that were being made, and everything is nice and quiet again over there. And Quanta's been really good, and he's continued to submit stuff into the wiki and stuff like that. So it's still a cool place to be, and there's almost 100 members there now, and it's just in the Amino. So, you know, it's doing its thing. And we've got cool, positive people over there, you know, that are Niblet and stuff like that, that are, you know, keeping everything nice and light. Sand Iron Pillay in the chat, dude. What's poppin', bro? Are you excited for next? What are your thoughts? What are your speculations? What are your hopes and dreams? And your social security number. I'm going to take your credit. I'm joking. Funny M says, water physics, day and night cycles are a big thing now. I think that planetary effects may take a big part. Yeah. Oh, we got Alexi check in the chat. What's going on, dude? He says, I think that You like how I got it right that time, by the way? It's Alexi Check, guys, not Alexi Sec. I think I was the only one that was saying Sec, but just in case anybody else out there is saying Alexi Sec, it's actually Alexi Check. So, I learned about that last night. So, Alexi Check says, I think weather effects might be hard for a procedural generation engine, but that's just speculation. Could be. You're probably right. Especially when you're having right now, it would actually be easier right now because all the players are existing in different instances. So they could generate weather effects for one person at a time, in terms of like collision and how it would interact with the player and present danger for the player. But in next, with having multiplayer and a more cooperative experience, it might be even more difficult to sort of do those weather generation techniques because you're having to account for multiple players in the same instance. So I could definitely see that as well. One can only hope, right? I would love to see that, but I'm not going to bank on it. And obviously, Sandiron is super excited. Yeah, I was just talking a little bit about what I think Sandiron. I think that, obviously, I agree with Funny Imps in terms of like water physics and just liquid physics in general of varying types. And, new weather and stuff like that, I think, Here's another thing I haven't really heard much talked about, but right now you don't have a player model. You're just invisible until your multi-tool appears out of nowhere. And so in terms of how you get in and out of your ship, that's a very simple animation. If you land your ship against a hill with the sunlight behind you, you can actually see that when you're flying around, it's just a cockpit skin. It's not even your ship. So when you walk up to the ship and you go into your cockpit, the ship is removed and replaced with just you being in the cockpit. And that's all that's flying around. And it doesn't matter because you can't see it without photo mode and nobody else can see you. You see what I'm saying? So when we have multiplayer and we can see each other, that's going to have to come into play as well, is how we enter and exit our ships. Some of the ships that we have, if you think about what size we might be in the world, how are we getting in and out of that thing? Is there going to be a ladder that drops down, potentially, or are we going to enter the ships from the bottom? I have a lot of those questions. I think about weird shit like that, One thing I'd like to see, I don't think it will happen, but I'd like to see it, is I'd like to see haulers have the ability to carry exocraft in a storage compartment in the bottom. So when you land on a planet, it would just drop down and you could just drive your exocraft out of it. So that if you're one of the lucky people in the No Man's Sky universe that has a hauler, you don't necessarily need to craft an exocraft geobay at every planet you go to. You can just, drive it out of your hauler. Sort of like what you would see like an Elite Dangerous with the rover and stuff like that. What's going on, Tomcat? Tomcat in the chat. Welcome back to the Hidden Panda Show, Tomcat. Thank you for being here. I've got more of an objective today, so for anybody that was watching the stream last night, that was a little bit all over the place. Today, I'm trying to get a squid ship, and then if I have time, there's a particular hauler that I'd like to get as well. So thank you guys for coming into the chat today and watching the stream and being here. So. We do have the best community in all of gaming, and you guys, every day that you show up to everybody's streams, prove it. I have a funny feeling we might be able to build on top of water, Tomcat says. That would be really cool. Oh, damn. Is that a crab? Crabs. Funny Imp says our American tongues cannot handle the awesome name of Permadeath King. Alexi said. Yes. Yeah, if we could build on top of water, Tomcat, that would be sick. Alexi Check says, if Next doesn't bring all the features we all hope for, at least it's progress. Slowly the game is evolving to its full potential. Alexi Check, you're absolutely right, man. Here's the thing. Sean Murray, whether you hated the game when it came out or not, whether you thought he lied or not, doesn't really fucking matter at this point. It's a moot point. But Sean Murray said, sorry, that part is loud. Sean Murray said in an interview that not everything is possible in No Man's Sky, but a lot of things are possible in No Man's Sky. And he was very specific about if the game had a good reception and the community wanted them to continue to develop and enhance the game, that they would love to, and that they felt that they were going to be working on the game for a long time. Okay? That is indisputable. That is a conversation that happened during an interview. Also, in an interview just before the release of the game, he talked about, and there's actually, it was in a magazine, I want to say, but one of the things that he talked about was, not everything was going to be there, which he said this in 2014, not everything was going to be there at launch. But he also talked about wanting to bring base building to No Man's Sky, wanted to bring exocraft to No Man's Sky, wanted to bring freighters and things like that. And he brought all of those things over the course of the last year, a year and a half. So, fucking freighters. So, I cussed, damn it. And I did it again. So, he's been bringing the things that he wanted to bring to the game over time. And as a community, as we speculate, as we come up with ideas, as we stream and talk about things and discuss, we're helping to inform Hello Games on things that they can add. A lot of the things that they've done because we've requested them, whether it was quality of life enhancements and inventory management, or being able to put exocraft geobays on every planet, right? I mean, at least to me, that's... It seems like a lot of what they're adding are things that we've always wanted, but it's a lot of the, like he said in the Inside Xbox interview, it's a lot of the potential that we always knew was there. Sandiron, I'm more of a third person kind of guy personally. I don't necessarily need to feel immersed. I want to be immersed in story. I want to be immersed in the world building, but I don't necessarily need to be the character, if that makes any sense. And obviously they're going to do a toggle. Not everybody's going to be forced to be in third person if what we read in the ESRB description is accurate. I don't think that they're going to force people to do that. I think that, it'll be optional. And to be honest, I'd probably end up playing the game more often like that. Like, let's take Battlefield or Call of Duty, for example. I don't play a lot of those games just because I'm not really big on the first-person shooters. However, that being said, I play the living daylights out of, like, Ghost Recon Wildlands and stuff like that. I like the immersion of the world building and the characters and stuff, and I'm totally okay with third person. And to be honest, if I could see my character in third person, I probably would enjoy that more than first person, if I'm just being honest. Holy crap, there's a trade station right on the backside of that base. That's nuts. A little trick I learned also, guys, is when the ship that you want lands, you trade your highest value ship for it so that you don't have to pay anything. You go back up and you get your shittier ship, and then you swap them out, so that you're never losing anything, and you're getting the maximum sort of trade value, perhaps. But let's hope that this squid ship lands soon. And while I'm waiting, I guess I'll use this opportunity to catch up on the chat also. Oh, that's a pretty cool haul. I love those engines. Alessi, check. I'm going after a white squid. Most of my ships are of a white or silver color, so I just kind of want to stay in that theme. Although in the Amino Hub, there's a really cool pink one. I think you might have actually found it, if I'm being honest. I think. Pink Panther or something like that? I can't remember. But anyway, it's like a pink one that has purple tips. That one looks pretty cool. So if I can't find this white one, I'm just going to go there and get that pink one, which I believe comes early into the space station. So it's not as difficult to obtain, by the sounds of it. Got Noah in the chat. What's going on, Noah? Welcome back to the Hidden Panda Show. Noah says, Panda, maybe that's why this largest update, because they would need to fix scaling for a lot of different game objects. Exactly. And then not just scaling, but interacting. Because if you can switch to third person, you would need to see how you interact with the objects around you, but other players would have to see that too. It's going to be complicated, and I don't think that we're going to... A lot of the features that we think that we might get or that we would like to see, I don't think they're going to do that right off the bat. The reason I say that is because they're playtesting this right now. I think that they're going to see how this all works out across a wider player base, and if it's stable and it's optimized and it seems to be running really well, then they're going to start incorporating the more complex things later on. I think that would be a smart way of doing it, because the last thing they want to do is bring out a major update that they've sort of, in a way, marketed and are bringing to another console and, 10-cent Wii game, and it comes out and the functionality is not there. So I think that we're gonna get it in phases, just like we've done with these updates. Like the Foundation update said, this is the foundation for things to come, and just like Atlas Rises said, this is the first step towards, more synchronous cooperative multiplayer, experience. So everything is sort of leads into the next thing. I think that we're gonna get this update. It's gonna be a big fucking update. There's no doubt about it. But we're gonna get it, and it's gonna have a lot of new features, but not all the ones that they want. Because I think that they need to see how this version functions for all players, and then they're gonna slowly kind of bring in the other things. I think that this has been a plan for a long time. I mean, they made it sound like, oh, after Atlas Rises, the community response reinvigorated us to continue to work on this, but I don't think so. Character models, third-person perspective, multiplayer, cooperative community building, potential PvP, all these different things, they did it in a year? No. I mean, they've completely revised the game. It's going to be a very different game than what we've been playing for the last year and a half. I think that this has always been their intention from the beginning. I think that they knew when they were releasing something. And I love that they keep pushing the fact that they're going to continue to support this game the way that they have been with these free updates. I love that. Yeah, Alexi, check the Pink Panther. I kind of do want that one. I just got to see how this white one looks. I got to see if it speaks to me. If I'm not really feeling it, I'm going to go for the Pink Panther, because the Pink Panther, I think, I just love the design of it. I love the pink color with the gradient to purple. It's beautiful. You know, this white one just might not be interesting to me, and then I just may go back to the amino hub and try to get the pink one. Plus, purple is my favorite color, and pink is my wife's favorite color. So I'm kind of feeling that one, but I've got to prove it to myself. But seeing as all my ships are, you know, this is my exotic, one of my exotics right here. Seeing as all of my ships are basically this color, I'm kind of wanting to stay in that theme, I guess. We'll see. Funny Imps, yeah, I agree. Unique sounds that differentiate the type of craft. I think Hauler should have a deeper, louder, and more of a vibrating tone to it when they approach. Or like a, you know, something like that. And then the smaller fighter ships should, you know, you're absolutely right. Just more unique sound profiles for each thing would be really cool. Sandiron Pillay says, Squid ships are ridiculous. What's ridiculous about them? I kind of just want them from like a collection standpoint in terms of I've had all the other different types of ships except that one, so I kind of just want to add it to my inventory. But that being said, I think they're going to introduce even more ships with this next update, more different kinds, and hopefully more races. You know, maybe we get a couple of different races that we discover out there. That'd be pretty cool. Do you think that we're all going to be of the human variety when the update comes? Or do you guys think that, you know, we may be able to sort of select our class, so to speak, and our race? Jade's cuter. Jade's a cool one. I'm just not a big fan of the color green. So, yeah, it's definitely not a personal thing, Funny Imps. I just, the green just doesn't do it for me as a color. But I bet HiddenJewAgenda would love a blue or green one. If I remember rightly, Hidden, your favorite color is green if you're still watching, right? Funny Imps is going back to Lurk. Look forward to seeing this hauler, Panda. Yeah, I'm going after, there's two white ones that I'm looking at. One is like a stubby white hauler that I think is one that you found and that Sword has. There's also more of a long one, but it doesn't have the two engines underneath. It has the one massive turbine on each wing, and then the wings are tilted, and it's a little bit longer on the back. I think that's ultimately the one I'm going to try to go for. And it's a white one, so as you guys have learned, it falls into the theme I'm going for. Do you have the portal address of a Squid Starship yet? Not yet. I got this portal code from the Amino Hub, but it's outside of the Amino Hub in some place called the Solanium Imperium, which I think is where that whole fucking Black Hand thing started. I don't know. But the portal address was in the Amino Hub, and so I've come here to see if it lands at this trade outpost. If it doesn't pretty soon, I'm going to go back to the Amino Hub and go for the Pink Panther. That's a pretty cool ship right there. But yeah, anyway, welcome to the Hidden Panda Show, Daniel. Hopefully glad to see you back in the chat. SS Perk in the chat. What's going on, dude? Welcome back. Long time no see. Or long time no notice. Either way. Ah, fuck it. And I cussed again. I can't help myself. Ooh, that's really cool. Let me like you that one. Yeah, Tomcat, I agree about you know, being that it's procedurally generation. You know, that there's going to be some things missing, but doesn't mean that we won't get it. Things can be added over time, just like they have been. Also, you know, a lot of people complained shortly after the game released that, oh, I've seen this before, and there needs to be more variety and all of that kind of thing. But you know, it's procedurally generated. You don't know how that expresses itself throughout an entire universe of 18 quintillion planets. There might be that planet out there that has something that no one's ever seen, and we just haven't found it. So there's always that too. We might think something's missing, but it could very well be there, and we just don't know. Alexi Chet, do you know of a crashed squid? Because that is what I'd much rather do. If you know of a crashed squid, please tell me where I can find it. Because that's how I got my exotic yesterday from Ryder. It was a crashed one, so that was just an easy pick up and go. So you were on a live stream, Tomcat, with somebody who was still upset and vexed about the whole thing? It's kind of hard for me to imagine people still being upset, but I mean, you know, I've seen it myself, although not as much as I used to see it. Trying to stream and stuff used to be kind of hard, you know. The first couple of streams I did, you know, people were coming in making fun of the game, making fun of my shit, making fun of all kinds of different stuff. Moist pineapple pizza, what's going on? I bet a lot of work in progress already and now optimized for next. Yeah, dude. I think they've been working on it for a long time behind the scenes. Because whenever No Man's Sky initially went into development, Sean Murray was talking about how he had, you know, one part of the team dedicated to working on Joe Danger, and another part of the team was, there goes a storm. Funny Imps was right, there's always a flash of lightning just before a storm. But, you know, he had the team essentially split in half, some working on Joe Danger, some working on No Man's Sky. So I bet that they had the same situation again, where there was a team that was optimizing and working on No Man's Sky in its current state, while there was another team that was working on a much larger, much more expansive update and sort of playtesting it and working out the kinks. Wouldn't surprise me if that's how they went about it. There are some shuttle designs that I just think are really, really cool. I also love the shuttle cockpit, even though you can't see much from them. But it's unusual because for as much as I love the cockpit and some of the designs of the shuttle, it's the one ship I don't own. I actually swapped my last shuttle for a hauler. A rainbow collection squid. What is that, Alexi? Check. I've never heard of that. Not set in stone yet, but possibly Sean Murray only really stated we would be able to prey on others. That's true. He didn't say that we'd be able to like fight and kill and all that kind of stuff. I mean, people are blowing it way out of proportion in terms of the level of PvP that they think we're going to get, and then they're already starting to prepare for war. It's like we don't even know what that means. We don't know how that's going to be. We don't know, you know, what shape that's going to take. You know, so it's like we just all need to wait and see what happens. I think in terms of, you know, talking about it's one thing, but in terms of preparing for war and declaring war and all that kind of stuff, if it's just role play, fine, you know. But people are like, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. But we just don't know what it's going to be like, you know. Like, we don't know how that's going to be implemented. And Sean Murray pays attention to the community. He knows what the community's like. He knows what our fears are. I think that he's going to implement multiplayer in a very smart way that kind of gives everybody an opportunity to play how they want to play, and that's, you know, that's something that Semtex said to me last night from Noobs in Space, was that, you know, he doesn't doubt that Sean Murray will, you know, implement this in a way that will give everybody an opportunity to play, you know, their way. That's one thing that No Man's Sky's always done. Is there's a lot of different types of players, and every play style is sort of you know, given an opportunity. If you want to be a bounty hunter and a pirate, you can. If you want to be a farmer, you can. If you want to be a trader, you can. You know, if you want to be a base builder, you can. It's whatever your fascination is, they allow you to do that. You know, there's a way for you to play that's congruent with the type of play style that you want, and I think that that's going to be no different with the implementation of multiplayer. I'm about to give up on this. Sand iron, do you mean the long ones with the pointy noses? I used to have one of those, and I traded it for something else, and it was really hard for me to give up. But I just don't like the cockpit of those. I wanted the X-Wing style cockpit. But those ships tend to be a little bit more stubby. So in order to get the cockpit I wanted, I had to give up on the type of exterior that I normally go for. But I love the long needle nose ships with the big wings. They're also the most aerodynamic, and in terms of, you know, flying around on in an atmosphere, make the most sense from an airworthiness standpoint. Oh snap, we got Grammy in the chat. I don't know how I missed that. What's going on, Grammy? Welcome. Glad to have you here. Wizard3032 in the chat. What's going on, Wizard? Welcome back to the Hidden Panda Show. Thank you, sir. Guys, I think I'm gonna ditch this effort, man. And I just don't see this thing landing anytime soon. It seems like squid ships are the ones that take like the longest to appear. I mean, am I wrong or what? Alexi, check the. You said the Pink Panther. Does that? I think the description that you put in the Amino Hub database was that it appears pretty frequently, right? It shouldn't take long for that thing to appear. It arrives early in the system, I think, for your words. If that's true, man, let me know. I may just give up on this effort here and go get that one. You are a sneaky fox, Grammy, for sure. Pink arrives early at the space station on PC. See you, Grammy. Thanks for stopping by, at least. I mean, does PC and in terms of ships, it's the same seed, right, on PC and PlayStation. Like it appears in the same places on PlayStation and PC. Or is that not correct? Should I try flying up to the space station and see if it's gonna, if it appears there? So Perk, I've been playing the game since launch day, and I first bought a freighter right after Foundation update dropped for 7 million units. And my second freighter I got for 18 million units, and then that freighter cost me after trade-in, because my 18 million unit freighter after the Atlas Rises update became worth, you know, 280 million units, and then this one, this is an A class, that was worth like 400 and something units, almost 500 million units. So I traded in my last freighter for this one, and I paid 280 million units or something, or 240 million units, and eventually I'm gonna try to obtain an S class. But I got lucky, and I bought my first freighter while they were still very cheap. Now they're incredibly expensive for a good one. But, you know, if you go to, there's places where you can go to different farms that are high yield farms where you can make a lot of money so that you can buy a freighter. So if you go join the Galactic Consortium Amino, or you go join the Amino Hub Amino, I would go to the Amino Hub. As far as bases and farms go, I think they have a bigger catalog. So if you join the Amino Hub Amino community, there's tons of farms. Alexichek has some on PC, and then like Sword and other people have PS4 normal mode Euclid farms that they yield 20 million units per farm, and if you spend 4 or 5 hours, you can easily make 100 million units doing it that way. Also consider joining the TOG community on Amino as well, because they have a gas harvester farm that they've glitched, and if you follow their method, you can apparently make 1 billion units in 5 hours. So there's a lot of different ways to go about making money right now in No Man's Sky, and assuming that they don't reset every player when this update drops and you get to keep your money in your ships, I would say get a freighter now. Do whatever you got to do, grind it out as hard as you got to grind it out, and get a freighter now, because they progressively and exponentially become more expensive with every major update. And with multiplayer, I think that there's going to be an increased usability with freighters, and for your own protection and survival, I recommend obtaining one. Your life will become easier. Plus, with a freighter, you can have a lot of ships. So the most ships that you can have are 6, and I have the maximum amount. I've got 6 ships, and I keep them all in this guy right here. So if there's any reason to buy a freighter, at the very least, get it as a garage. But you can also build a farm on your freighter too, and take your economy with you. So just something to think about. Starkwolf is back. Woo woo. Wizard says my first cost me 18 million. See, yeah, they used to be very, very cheap. And Starkwolf said he got his first one a C class and it was crazy expensive. Yeah, dude. Like Wizard said, his first one cost him 18 million. My first one looked like a penis and it cost me 7 million. And it was commanded by a Gek. But I don't think it's coming, guys. Not anytime soon. I'm about to bounce. Let's try Pink Panther. I'll break my color scheme. Watch me like land in the space station and it'll be there. Look how close that is to the base. That is just awesome. Alexi, check. No, I do not know the reload method. How does that work? Does the ship already have to be there, Wizard, for that to work, or Alexi, check? Like for example, like if I'm trying to get like the S class, is that what you're talking about, or do I just keep reloading saves, and eventually it'll spawn it in? Before I leave the space station, like, let me know if you can. What's going on, Sword? Sword, thank you for last night. Thank you for the invite for last night. I really appreciate you guys letting me hop on with you guys, and it helped out my stream a whole lot, so thank you. You're awesome. Like I said, guys, if you didn't see my stream from last night, whenever you get a chance, definitely go check it out. Had a lot of really cool people that stopped by yesterday. It was probably, even though it was disconnected and sort of weird and unplanned and a little all over the place, because I started the stream not really knowing what I was going to do or talk about. It's just a perfect explanation of the community and why this is such a good community to be a part of. Just a really cool stream. Probably one of my favorites ever. Yeah, you reload the save till you see A classes, then the S class spawns. Okay. Can you use that method to make it more likely for the ship that you want to generate, though? Like, let's say a Squid ship. Join the work alert. Flew right through my ship. That was crazy. Can I fly through my thing? Nope. The ships aren't random and doesn't affect the rate of the order they come. You just see more ships more frequently when you reload. But try the pink Squid system. It came really fast in the space station. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I really do like that color. I was just trying to stay within a certain theme, but, you know, whatever. That pink and purple color is one of my favorite color schemes that I've seen on Squid ships, if not the best one. So, oh, that's a cool view. Do you imagine what that would be like in real life to just be like on a space station, like look out the window and see an entire fucking planet like that? Oh my god. Excuse my language, guys. I'm so sorry. The ships come in patterns, Wizard says. Yeah. Big Queen? Is that where I came from before? Yep. Awesome. Back to I'm back in the amino hub. Alright, let's see if we can't get this Pink Panther. Dude, it's totally a loading screen. That is a loading screen. You know it's true. I hate that. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. It's totally a loading screen. Alright. Gonna look away from the chat for a second, guys, so I can pull up the Amino Hub Cafe, and let's see if we can't find that really cool ship from Alexi Check there. I almost said Alexi Sec again. By the way, guys, if you're playing No Man's Sky on PC, Alexi Sec has seeded, or Check, sorry, has seeded some of the coolest permadeath / survival farms out there, and if I had a PC, I would love to stop by and check them out. But just from the pictures I've seen, they're really, really friggin' cool. So big shout out to Alexi Check. Alright, where are you at? There we go, Pink Panther. Wow. Alright, sweet. And we got a portal address. Awesome. Where's that planet? Oh my gosh. There we go. So, just so you guys that may not already know, another cool tip that Sword taught me on No Man's Sky here is that when you go through a portal, as long as the portal address is in a planet that's obviously in a nearby system that you can reasonably get to, like for example, if it's a planet that's in the amino hub, because what I was doing the other day was I was scanning through the galactic map, which was taking a significant amount of time, looking for a system called Snazzy Molecules, so that I could go after a particular ship, but I could not friggin' find it. And then Sword was like, you know, if you have the portal address, you can just portal to the planet. It goes in your discoveries list. You can portal back to where you just came from, grab your ship, and you could add it as a waypoint. Just fly there. Instead of having to scroll through all the different star points. Which, you know, it's like the fact that I made it this far in the game and didn't know that is crazy. Was that you guys, Alexi Check, that originally kind of came up with that whole? You just go through the portal, mark the discovery, go back through, then fly to it. It's genius. Whoever thought of it. Please don't make me feed your resources again. Thank God. It was my theory of Niblets experimenting. That's awesome, dude. It's so crazy that you guys can just pull off stuff like that. It's legitimately really cool. Squid. Dinosaur. Triforce. Squid. Death Star. Hurricane. Whale. Hands up, don't shoot. Death Star. Whale. Exactly, Stark. We'll figure out how to do it one way or another. Exactly. Ah! Hey Wizard, so you wanna say that this isn't a loading screen? Typing in all suns apparently sends you a short distance away from the center. That's really cool. Didn't know that. Alright, so what's the name of this place? How do you know if it's, God, I suck at this. Like, where am I on here? Quarancephal? Let's see if I can find that. Oh, dude, I forgot I did this during a stream one day. I named a system Funny Imps, a planet Alexichek, another planet Dawson Coney, and then another planet J-Spot J. Oh, that's awesome. Forgot about that. Damn it. Is there an easier way to find this shit? not there, is it? I didn't see it. I'm at the top of the chart. See? It's not there. It's not a stop. You manga. Fuck off. This is a true story. So up until 2 months ago, I had only warped 50 times in No Man's Sky. You can ask HiddenJewAgenda. 50 times. There's no way it's that, because I didn't discover that system.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
I mean, we can try, but I don't think it's Tsuchiya. Alright, set it as a waypoint. Alright, so where's... Yeah, I mean, it's not even anywhere near here. Is it? Maybe it was. God. That just made me feel so dumb. I hope in the next update they like allow you to save favorites, you know what I mean? Like that should definitely be a thing. What's going on, Jane? I don't think I've seen you here before. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but welcome to my stream at the Hidden Panda Show. Appreciate it. Well, thank you for stopping in and welcome. Basically, Jane, what I'm trying to do here is find a squid. I've been at it for a little while now, and I've not gotten lucky. So I want a squid ship to complete my collection of exotics that I've always wanted to have. So I got one of the exotics I've always wanted last night, and then now I'm trying to get the squid ship I've always wanted, which is proving to be difficult. I feel like squid ships are like the hardest ones to come by, but I could be wrong. These ball style ones are like pretty much everywhere, or like the ones with the crazy long fins. But I actually, since I've been playing, and since the 1.3 update, I've never seen a squid ship just land anywhere that I've been. Dude, like legit, like nothing's even here now. Try to reload a save here. I like it too, Stark Wolf, and I probably would keep this ship if I could see it in the third person and actually see the engines and stuff rotating. Stark, you saw the ship I got last night, right? I might go for one of those that have the rotating, because I've seen that in the Amino Hub as well. So they have one of those styles that also have these rotating engines, and I might go for that also. I haven't decided. Rat rat. Oh, okay. Pandemonium, yes. Oh shit, Slade. What's going on, Slade? Hell yeah. I just realized that was you for like a split second. It didn't click. Slade, I was just telling them a second ago about you know, about what's going on in the Delta there, sort of what we're kind of putting together. So briefly, I didn't get too much into it. Like I said, if you guys want to ask me anything directly about it, you can just DM me at Hidden Panda Show. So. How do I get Remembrance? I need that, like, badly. I want to know what that is. I went through the Atlas missions and everything to try to get that. Oh, it's the Artemis questline. Well, damn. Dude, I'm gonna reload the save. Like, nothing comes in here. What economy is this even? Artemis story. Remembrance is given to you after you choose a galaxy. Oh, I have to leave the Euclid to get that? No, fuck that. I don't need it that bad. There is no reason good enough for me to leave the Euclid yet. None. Like, is my freighter too close? Are they just going into my freighter? Well, that was a hell of a maneuver. It was on a gamma planet? Or are you saying there was a gamma planet in the system that this should have... I mean, I can look. I can go scan some planets. Yeah, it's a gamma planet. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's pretty cool color. You never really notice how big those exotics are compared to other ships until, like, you're sort of standing away from it. Like, if you're right up on this thing looking at it, you would assume that it's small, but then seeing it compared to, like, other ships, it's actually quite big. The squids look really huge when you see them up close. That's crazy. And all the screenshots and stuff, like, I imagine them to be very small, because I've yet to see one, actually. Sorry for the gulping of drinking coffee. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but... One of my favorite screenshots I've ever taken was with this ship. And it was on a really cool lush planet, which is weird because I don't normally like lush planets. But it was just like the terrain on that planet was awesome. Dude, what's going on, Semtex? Hey, thank you for last night, man. Appreciate letting me join y'all's chat there. It was really, really awesome. So I had fun, and you guys definitely made my stream better. I was just telling Sword that a little bit ago. Really, really cool. Yeah, I'll go scan for a trade station. Like I said, dude, I've never just seen one appear. I don't know if it's just... If they're incredibly rare. I feel like people are finding squids left and right. And I've never seen them. I've been in the Galactic Hub. I've been in now the Amino Hub. I've been in the Solanium Imperium, the Galactic Consortium. I've been, like, close to the Pilgrim Star. Like, just never have I found any squids once. See if I can build a scanner. What does that cost again? Fuck, Thamium. Let's see if I can buy some thamium so I can craft that, that economy scanner so I can find a trade station. Alexi, check. Are they usually this hard to find, man? Oh, shit. We have the one, the only, Bacon Pancakes in the chat. What's going on, Bacon Pancakes? Welcome back to the Hidden Panda Show. Damien. Oh, you son of a bitch. Dude, I thought that was one for just a split second. No squids yet, dude. Damn it, where's my ship? I wish you could steer and pulse drive. Are you kidding me? I wonder if they're gonna make freighters like bigger inside, so that that kind of crap doesn't happen. Dude. Do you think if I went to a communication tower or whatever and found a crash ship that it would be the Squid? Because that would just be sick. I feel like Patrick O'Neill is probably like the most Irish name ever. At least I just feel like it is anyway. Yeah, buddy, but I'm Canadian, who should have been born in Straya. fly around the planet looking for red dots on your map and then using the... Do they legitimately appear as red dots? Is that true? Because I can totally try that.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
Thomas Patrick O'Shea. See you later, Tomcat. I don't think it's gonna happen, man. Tomcat, I don't think it's gonna happen today. It's already been quite a long time and I still haven't found it. So, no planet, no system, no space station, no trade outpost I've gone to have I been able to get one to land yet. Bacon. Yes. My thoughts exactly. Tyler Thunder, what's going on, dude? Yes, it has been ages. I haven't seen you in quite a long time. You didn't miss much. The channel's just bigger. That's it. Pretty much the same old thing. Thanks for stopping by, dude. So Tyler, next. Are you excited? I mean, obviously you are. I haven't talked to a person yet that isn't. But based on what we know, not what we can speculate, but what we know from what Sean Murray said, what are you the most excited to see? And the ESRB description does count, because I feel like that's a pretty valid one. Is it the 24th of July? Wish. Wait, did I just see it? No. I'm having hallucinations. Squid hallucination. Exactly, dude. I'm tripping. I'm like, I literally thought I saw it. Like I looked up and then I just started trembling. I was like, oh my god, that's it. But nope, it was just one of those like pointy shuttles. I think it might have been this is what I was looking at, potentially. Yeah, probably that. Ah, fuck, man. Peace, Alexi check. You have to reread the ESRB. Yeah, Sean, that's kind of where I'm at now. This is, there's supposed to be like sort of like a pink and purple one here that I saw pictures of that I really like. Everywhere I've gone to 3 or 4 different places now where there was supposed to be squid coordinates, and they've just not generated for me. I don't know why. I haven't the slightest idea. I've actually never seen one ever in the game, not once. Ever. And I'm just gonna do this real quick. See you, Slade. Just for anybody that hasn't read it, and for those that don't remember what's in it. So I've got the ESRB rating here pulled up, and it's really interesting. Like, it gets me so incredibly hyped, and I know hype is obviously a dangerous thing, but it gets me stupidly hyped to like a ridiculous degree. Oh, that's a pretty cool looking hallway. But basically what it says is, this is a space exploration game in which players assume the role of a planetary explorer on a quest to reach the center of the universe. We already know that. From a first or third person perspective, that's super interesting. First or third. You know, obviously that indicates that it's an option. So from a first or third person perspective, players travel between systems to explore alien worlds for resources, upgrade equipment, and to discover unique life forms. As players pilot spacecraft to different planets, they can engage in space combat against enemy ships and space pirates. Combat is accompanied by laser fire and large explosions, while on the planet's surface, players can use a variety of gun-like weapons and melee attacks to defeat alien creatures, human-like figures, and robots. Ground battles can be frenetic with frequent laser blasts, explosions, and screen shaking effects. I mean, it's sort of generalized, but I think there's enough there that you can make a lot of solid inferences. So, the ground combat that it talks about, if that extends to like a multiplayer scenario, that's going to be really exciting, because I know HiddenJewAgenda wants to see more ground-based conflict, or, you know, from space to terrestrial sort of conflict. Like, imagine a battle occurring in space, you try to run away, you come down on the planet, they find you, you get out of the ship, try to hide in a cave, they follow you in. You know, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it would just be cool. I don't think it's going to be that in-depth, but it's cool to think about it like that. Just any kind of disturbance to our peaceful existence is sort of exciting. Squid ships are rewards for patient explorers. Yeah, they fucking well must be. I mean, god damn. Yeah, Wizard, there should also be more stuff to do in space. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong there. I think the mechanic, one mechanic that's always bothered me that I hope changes, is the mechanic on every system that you arrive to already has a space station, but then it says you discovered it. And I know this is really redundant because I've said it like 100 million times, but it would just be nice to really feel like I've discovered something. Like, when I discover a system for the first time, there shouldn't be anything there. There should be no ships, there should be no space station, there should be nothing. And it isn't until I land on a planet or moon and put down a beacon or, you know, provide some sort of signal that then things begin appearing over time. So I discover the system, I put a beacon down, other, you know, life forms hear about it, and then over time, space stations occur, freighters occur, people flying around occur, NPCs start to show up, buildings on planets start to pop up. You know, it gives you the feeling that you helped spawn, you know, intelligent life in that system into existence with your discovery. I feel like that would be simple to execute and wouldn't really take a lot, you know? Okay, I'm seeing different ships that I haven't seen before now, so we could be getting close. I pray. That's a pretty cool damn ship right there. Oh, that would be cool. Tractor beam to capture ship salvage. Yeah, that'd be sick. What you said about the rings on planets too would be awesome. Some text says space discos. Hell yeah, dude. Just imagine like a geck just booty clapping it. It's all over the dance floor. Just popping cheeks. Making that squawk sound. NPCs walking around also would be cool. Just seeing other creatures sort of walking. Like, everyone in this game is either unable to move or like paraplegic. Every person. It'd be cool if we got like emotes as well. Like you could just like dance, you know? Maybe I'm only thinking that just because Semtex talked about discos. I could be wrong. There's it's in the NMS cafe. They have this hashtag in the amino called like name and shame, and some of the names of the NPCs in there are so friggin' funny. Like there was one, I think it was just called Commander Fuck or something like that. Which obviously not spelled in the traditional way, but it was just hilarious. Some of these guys have weird names. NPCs in the current build aren't born, they grow just like the plants. Yeah. Sean Plant seems to like the idea of emotes. Commander Fuck. It's true, dude. I don't know if you're part of the NMS cafe or if you saw that, but hilarious. There was one named Balls or something. It was like Prefect Balls, which is like very close to Perfect Balls. I don't know. I just see funny stuff like that all the time. No, emotes would be sick, like just right after you slay your friend, like sneak up behind him and just like shoot him in the back of the head and just dance over his carcass. Ah, the word carcass is such a gross word. It felt so dirty right after I said it. I mean, it is dirty, it's a dead body, but like the word carcass, I don't know, it sounds gross. Like cadaver sounds scientific, but like carcass just sounds nasty. But they're both essentially the same thing. Oh, come on, dude. There was a Viking by the name of Captain Jizz. I do not doubt that. I 100% believe that that's true. Loving that sunrise though, in all honesty. Might need to snap this one. Get like a little bit of a halo in there, get my J.J. Abrams on. There we go. Captain Jizz. Prefect Balls. Commander Fuck. There's no way that all of that is procedural, you know what I mean? Like, I think at some point someone's taking the piss, you know? He spread the seeds of his clan across the galaxy. Yes. With a name like that, you'd have to. The seeds of his clan. That was good.
Thermal protection offline. Temperature levels stabilizing. Weather update. Storm clearing.
Dude, I'm gonna slap a donkey in the mouth if this thing doesn't show up.
Temperature levels stabilizing. Temperature levels stabilizing.
Found a guy called Officer Ouch. Yeah, dude. I heard of Galaxy on Fire too. What is that? I feel like I missed something somewhere in the chat. I don't know what Galaxy of Fire is, but it sounds cool. I'd be happy if they put Thamium back on barren planets. You know, I've been very lucky that I have no problems finding that, to be honest. I just hope that they have more barren planets. I just want to see more of them. I want like the lush planets to be very rare. I don't know if switching ships did anything or not, but worth a try at least. Bring that shit back. Exactly, dude. There was this one planet that I used to have in my home system back in Pathfinder. It was a giant planet with just fuck all on the planet. Like, nothing was there. And I would just drive around in my exocraft, and the only thing that was there was thamium and I think aluminum. And it's all I would mine. And I would get so much like thamium. Like thousands of units. You have to travel to completely different systems just to find a new type of ship depending on the race. Yep. Now it's just kind of a crapshoot, isn't it? Tyler Thunder, what was Galaxy on Fire 2? Like I said, I think I missed something earlier in the chat. I kind of want to know about that. I've never heard of it. Did you not want to come in? You don't. Officer, you don't. Alright, so what does it say here? Galaxy on Fire 2 was an old mobile game for the PlayStation phone. Galaxy on Fire is a series of 3D space trading and combat simulation video games. There's a mobile game by Fish Labs. Had a brilliant system for ship modification, very similar to No Man's Sky. Sandarin, you don't say. This guy's name was You Go. Or was it this one? Yeah, You Go. I think it's a sign. Alright, haven't seen this one before. Come on, give me something. Throw me a goddamn bone. What's going on, Hova Steve? Not sure how long you've been in the chat, but welcome back, dude. It's good to see you. What do you say? Hova. I had my headphones in. I thought my brother called me a hoe. I was like, wait, what? You don't say. Still can't get over that. That is hilarious. You don't say.
Temperature levels stabilizing. Temperature levels stabilizing.
I'm grinding peppers as we speak. What's going on, Johnny B? See you too, man. What if there was a band? This is gonna sound really weird, but what if there was a band and it was like a jazz, hip hop, you know, instrumental fusion band, and they were called Dumpling Jacuzzi? For some reason, I just feel like Dumpling Jacuzzi is a really good band name, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Sean Plant says, what kind of peppers? Sandarin? What kind of peppers, dude? I'm from the West Indies. I was born in the Cayman Islands, and I grew up on spicy food. I love peppers. Scotch bonnet peppers, Thai chilies. I eat them all. Ghost peppers? Can't fuck with them ghost peppers. Not straight up anyway. Dude, that Mrs. Renfro's ghost pepper salsa? Have you had that with eggs? Oh, dude, if you eat it with eggs, like scrambled eggs or something, oh my good God. Wait. Is that it? Yes! 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 Fuck yes! Oh my God, oh! Holy shit! Oh! Yeah, dude.
Is that Squid one you've been trying?
Dude, yeah, it's a different one in a different place. But, oh my God. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Dude, I love that band. Yes, dude. Oh my gosh. Thank God. Oh, it's a 19 slot. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's got good stats though. I mean, I think it's got more slots than my other one did. Yeah. I just want that 20 slot. But it took so long for this thing to show up. I'm gonna take it anyway. But I really want that 20 slot. Sean Plant's exotics only go up to 20 slots. Is the highest that it can go. But I just wanted a squid. So I'm getting it. And it only cost me 5 million units, so. Winsky. Oh my God, I forgot to transfer my fucking inventory. I'm so sorry for cussing, guys. It's a really bad habit. I have two 20-slot exotics bacon pancakes. And then this squid was only 19, but, you know, it's worth it. Oh, I didn't have anything interesting in the inventory anyway besides that emerald. My freighter has a shit ton of aluminum. I didn't need any of this stuff. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, what was this one? This one was 17 slots. So I went from 17 to 19. I can't complain. I really do wish it was a 20 slot though, but whatever.
You get that shit back, or
I can.
the one that's there?
Yeah, you can.
But right now,
Well, yeah, I'm going to leave it behind because it's the worst exotic that I have in terms of stats, and all my other ships are better, so there's no reason for me to swap it for anything. But there's sort of a glitch where you can come down, and like let's say you want this ship, you can take your best ship that is worth the most money so that you pay the least amount or nothing, swap it for that one, it'll stay there, you go back up to your freighter, get your worst ship, fly your worst ship back down, and then just trade them out again. And you get it right back, and you spent nothing. Yeah, glitches are awesome. Glitches are so much a part of like the No Man's Sky experience that I'm going to be sad when they fix them. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I love this color. You know what? The moment I know this is a little bit weird. You know, this is some definitely some. You guys are gonna be skeptics, but Johnny B came up in the chat and then just said, "Kzzzt," and then the next thing you know, this squid pops up. So I think I'm gonna name this squid Johnny B. And I've been trying to find one since Atlas Rises dropped. This is the first one that's ever appeared. It's the first one I've ever seen, and now it's mine. And I'm going to name it Johnny B. Johnny B's got the juju. God damn.
Technology recharge.
I'm so happy right now. Oh my god. If you guys haven't noticed already, for those that are not subscribed to the channel, if it's your first time here, I'm a very random person. Like to the point where I named a star system Nancy and a planet Poop Emoji. And I don't know why I do shit like that. So just let me know if I'm being too weird. Alright, let's try this bad boy out. What? The front of it extends like that? Holy cow. I just saw the little thing on the front. Oh, that is so sick. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that is so cool. It does. The head of it does look just like that. Johnny B says they are nice to fly. And your username is Panda Poopy 1. That's true. And there was no other Panda Poopy at the time. I just wanted everybody to know that I was the first. So I put 1 at the end. Oh, that is just too fucking cool. Wizard, that's what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to kit mine out as a fighter. Too hot? Oh shit. Oh, I need to go down and put a comm ball for anybody else that's looking for one. Oh my god. Yep. I need to go back and place a comm ball. Sean Plant. This is true. It's a feature that they have no choice but to fix in the next update. But if I could show you guys the screenshot right now in my gallery, I would. But if you take any ship and you fly up against a hill and just kind of hover there and let the sun hit from behind, it'll cast a shadow on the rock, and you can take a screenshot of it. When you're flying around, all that you're piloting is essentially the cockpit. When you enter like this, the ship disappears and just becomes a cockpit. That's why you can't see the front of anything while you're flying around. But in the next update, when there's multiplayer, like true multiplayer where we can see each other, there's going to be no choice but for you to be able to see that, because other players will have to see you get in the ship and see your ship flying around and all that kind of thing too. So I think it's something that they I hope it's something that they fix. They sort of have to, in my opinion.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
Let me see if it'll do it. See how it's floating? Bye-bye. Yeah, some derp shit. No, for real, dude. It's like they had to. I don't know. You know, they use procedural generation to a level and a level of fidelity that I don't think's ever been done before this game. And I think that they had to cut a lot of corners. And I think that with this next update coming, they figured a lot of it out, and they can get things optimized and working correctly and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of corners that they had to cut. I mean, we're getting excited about a player model. Think about that. Like, I've been playing the game since August 2016 when it came out. This entire time, you're just a floating gun. Like, you have no player model. And then with the multiplayer that we have now, you're just an orb of light to another player, and you're not even on the same planet. You're on the same planet, but it's not the same time of day. I think updating the game is very complicated, and obviously, and I don't think it's an easy endeavor for them. but hopefully with next, a lot of that sort of thing gets fixed. I would hope. Wizard, it could have a feature sort of like Elite Dangerous. I think would be more likely, where you have open play and solo play. I don't see them like forcing any sort of a multiplayer scenario on players. But at the same time, I did post a video fairly recently about how they could sort of implement an online-based, like MMO style system, but make it fair. So I would check that. That video out if you guys haven't seen it. Basically, I essentially just break down how the PvP and the multiplayer works in EVE, and how that could be a good method for No Man's Sky. So, but basically, you would have systems with different security levels, and you would have a high security, low security, and no security sort of setup. And for players that wanted to sort of stay clear of PvP and players griefing them and stuff like that, you could go to high security systems, where the Sentinel presence is a lot higher, and they'll sort of protect and defend you for players that break the rules. And basically, they'd be almost unkillable. But the consequence of living in a high security system would be that you would not have access to some of the rarer resources out there, and things that are worth a lot of money, and the best ships and stuff like that, which would also like lend itself to player-based trading, because other players that were, you know, willing to take the risk and go into low and no security systems for like the best loot and stuff like that, they could take that risk for financial gain. And then you would have your pirates and you know, like bounty hunters and things like that would occur in the no security and low security systems. So that there is a reason for everything and a consequence for everything, and it's player driven and balanced. And it's sort of how EVE does it, and I think No Man's Sky could do well to have a similar system. I don't think that they're going to do it that way, but it's a vision I have that would be really cool. Can I land on it? No. I'm going to break my legs. Okay, there we go. What do you think could be the worst possible thing they could do in the next update? Not that I think they'll do anything stupid. Yeah, they've been listening to the community for a long time, and they kind of... Yeah, thank you, Stark. Stark says I do a good job on how it could be done. Oh, that's a big fucking crab. I don't think that they're going to push anybody to play a way that they don't want to play. You know, there's going to be the die-hard fans out there that love the original release of the game, that, you know, they've been slowly disappearing as the game has been updated and has changed. But by and large, all of the decisions that they've made, quality of life, with the base building and having multiple ships inside your freighter, and the farming, and, you know, everything that they've continued to do has been for the better of the game and the community. I don't think that this update's going to be any different. But the worst thing that they could do is have an unbalanced player versus player system. Some people just don't want to play that way, and they shouldn't be forced into it. So they could either do it like Elite Dangerous, where you can do your own closed, custom multiplayer lobbies that you invite only your friends to for exploring and doing missions and multi-crew. Open play, and then solo play. So they could take a page out of Elite Dangerous's book, or another thing that they could do is, like the video that I made, is make the whole thing open, but by breaking it down on a system by system, galaxy by galaxy basis, in terms of the threat level and things like that, it would be a good way to balance the entire thing out. You know, 18 quintillion planets, if you want to be alone, you can be. You know, it's not hard to be alone when there's 18 quintillion planets. So. But I would love to see exosuit customization. I would love to see being able to customize your ships, maybe change the color of something or add hard points or whatever. Also, oh, this thing sits up high. Holy shit. Also, you know, like, I want to see more out of freighters and space stations. You know, freighters and space stations are large objects and they're incredibly limited. So I would like to see like more that they can do. Maybe a garage where you can customize your ship and change your loadouts and things like that. You know, I want to see the ability to carry more than one multi-tool, because my multi-tool is balanced between mining and combat. But what if I want one that's just totally combat outfitted and one that's mining outfitted? You know, it shouldn't be, you know, hard. By pressing triangle, I can switch between terrain manipulator, mining beam, and bolt caster. I should also, you know, be able to switch between weapons, weapon loadouts. So, you know, there's a lot of things that I think could be better. Not saying that it's a bad game. I love the game. It's my favorite game. But that doesn't mean that it's perfect, you know. Captain Jizz would approve of hard points. Yeah, so would Commander Fuck. But yeah, guys, I set out what I wanted to do in the stream today. Took forever, but I'm glad I did it. And I was about to give up, and then she popped up, and I finally got the squid, so I don't have to change the name of the stream. I got what I was looking for. You guys saw it. You guys were here. Appreciate stopping by. If it's your first time to the channel, please make sure you like and subscribe for more content. Obviously, we do a lot of live streams, and I do like you know, sort of like discussion type edited videos and stuff as well. So anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate you guys holding down the chat, being here, supporting all the No Man's Sky YouTubers out there. Make sure you click on everybody's name in this chat and subscribe to each other's channels. Like Cobra TV says, we are a constellation. Let's fucking act like one. And yeah, guys, take it easy. Have a day. You too, Sean Plants. Peace. Peace, everybody.